Hello, welcome back to Oracle DBA tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to discuss how to set up the hardware to install Oracle database. So as we told in our last set of videos that we have different types of installation type like a single instance or rack and so on. Like now we have cooked file system and so on. So basically we told you that there are different installation scenarios. All right. So just know that when we are installing Oracle database server, and we must have gone there and then read this document about this checking the hardware requirements, that we need something 1 GB of physical memory and a lot of other stuff. So it may happen that in your normal desktop you may not able to install, or even if you have the capability to install, you'd like to have it in a bigger setup. All right. So that means you need a special hardware. And also we want to, instead of most of you guys have Windows as operating system, so instead of, and then whereas like most of the installation if you find in Oracle maybe on Unix. Okay, so what I need to do is we need to have a Linux operating system on which we are going to install Oracle. So I need a special hardware, I need a new machine. So like the choice is that, are you going to, if you do not have a machine right now, how do you do that? Okay, so in this set of videos we are going to discuss you all those things: how do you procure a hardware, and how to use a lot of new things that is coming up right now to get an hardware and then get going. So this is our hardware requirement, and then I just copied here whatever I need, and this is from the 11 release document. So memory is 1 GB, and then in a Unix environment you use this command to find out what is the memory that you have right now. Then swap space, we need, if your memory is between 1 GB to 2 GB, then we need 1.5 times of the size of RAM. But to be honest, like if you set up swap to 512 MB, then we should be fine. Okay, we should not really follow strictly all this thing that is given in the Oracle documentation. We can get away for this sample installation. You need 1 GB of memory in the /temp directory, and this is the command how you are going to find out how much memory how much disk you have on your /temp. Depending on what kind of installation you are going to do, like it's enterprise edition or standard edition and so on, you need almost 4 GB for your software install. That means whenever you install Oracle software itself will take 4 GB of disk space. Then the disk that you need to create data files and all these things, that requires almost 1.7. So I just ballpark it to 2. So that means you need 6 GB of free space. All right. So if your machine has 6 GB of free space, and then if you have 1 GB of memory and it's a reasonably good CPU, then you are ready to install Oracle software on that machine. So now from where do I get this thing? I get this thing from the document which is called Oracle Database Quick Installation Guide, and go to checking hardware requirement, and it will tell me like what kind of things that I need. So you go over this thing religiously so that you can able to figure out what things. And a lot of time people make mistake that they don't have this much disk space and they try to install, and in that case they will see some error, and then later on debugging that error is time consuming. Just make sure that you have the prerequisite whatever is required at the beginning. Okay, after that, so now the thing is that, okay, so we need an hardware, and which is probably installed with a Linux operating system. Okay, hardware with Linux. So how do I get this thing? Are you going to buy a hardware, or I'm going to do something else? So instead of buying an hardware which may cost you something around $1,000, so why don't you go for a rental model from Amazon Web Services. So I'm going to show you how do I get this thing. So using Amazon Web Services, I can rent a machine. I can rent a machine on an hourly basis. Maybe like the type of hardware and operating system I'm looking at right now, maybe I can easily get that one for maybe about $7 cents per hour. Okay, so 7 US cents per hour. Okay, so I can get this machine with all sort of things available. So let's try to and this is what is called Amazon EC2 or Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. So we are going to go to the Amazon EC2 website and then try to get a machine which will cost us 7 cents per hour, and we'll using that EC2 instance we are going to install Oracle database, and after that once we are done we're just giving back to Amazon EC2, and then we just may pay only maybe for 2 hours we're going to pay maybe 14 cents, and we learned how to install Oracle on a really good Linux machine server, okay, instead of this option of going to $1,000. So with this I'm going to go to my website where Amazon EC2. So this is Amazon Web Services. I have an account with them, so I go there and then I log into my Amazon EC2. All right, so this is what currently, and if I go to my dashboard, if I go to EC2, I don't have any machines. Okay, so it's saying that there's no instance found. So I'm going to go and then launch instance. So don't confuse with this instance with Oracle instance. This instance means just a machine. So click on that. So if I click on that, I'm going to see, go to community AMI and choose Oracle. Click Oracle here. It takes some time. So essentially what I'm trying to see is that I'm going to install Oracle Linux 5.6, or it's called OEL5 32-bit. Okay, so don't worry about if you do not know all these things. This is called AMI. So let me just write it down. So that is called AMI, or Amazon Machine Image. So what happens in Amazon EC2 environment, that you go and then get a machine, so get a hardware, and you say what kind of operating system is pre-installed with that hardware. Okay, so that is essentially my goal here, that I'm going to select Oracle Linux, and then it will ask me what kind of machine I need. Do I need a small machine with 613 MB RAM, or I need a medium machine with 1.7 gigabyte, or I need a high CPU, and so on. Alright, so as I told you, right, I need 1 GB RAM, so therefore I'll choose this one. Okay, small this thing. Then I'll choose US West 1A. So what is the availability zone? Don't worry if you know about anything. So basically I'm just asking that give me in the US West data center, give me a machine which is small 1.7 gigabyte instant type. Then I continue. It will ask bunch of questions. I'm just going to access the default. Don't worry about anything. Then it will ask me, so I just want to give me a machine name. So this is Oracle install machine. Then I say continue. Then it will ask me to keep here. This is just something to log into the machine. Okay, so I just set it up something before, so that's why I'm going to choose. Then this is going to choose the security group. That means which ports and all those things are open. So choose standard, or else you can create your own security group. Continue and launch. So with this, what I'm saying is that I'm going to have a machine. Okay, so I'm going to be in few minutes. I'm still it's going on. So it's basically creating that machine for me with Linux operating system, and so looks like it's running right now. So if I click on this, then I will see bunch of information about that. One thing is important is this is the machine name. Okay, so essentially what I got in the last couple of minutes, I rent a machine from Amazon Web Services or Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, and that machine name is EC2 50 and all this thing. Then what I'm going to take, I'm going to copy this thing, then I'm going to go and then go to 40 or some sort of SSH client, so that I can connect to that machine. So it takes some time because it's not yet ready. Okay, so let me just explain you what I did. So I went to AWS and I got a machine of 1.7 gigabyte and 15 GB hard drive and one CPU with Linux, which is Oracle Linux 5 installed. Okay, so and this instead of buying them and then installing myself operating system and all these things, I just go to Amazon Web Services and I got this machines, and I'm going to pay maybe 7 cents per hour for renting this machine. You can just take a look at how to get those things. And then next step, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to basically trying to access that machine using a SSH client which is called PuTTY, and using PuTTY I'm going to, this is the machine name, so let's try to see if I can access now. Give this you know the machine name, and then I'm going to say start. So it will start me, and then I just log in as root. Okay, so here is I have a machine right now which is a, just 1 second, yeah, so is a machine name, and then I know I have this hardware ready. And if I want to see how much disk I have, it looks like I have already used 2 gigabyte, so I just have only 8 gigabyte left. Okay, and then I'm going to 8 gigabyte may not be sufficient, because when we discuss that we need minimum, like for our hardware we need 6 gigabyte or something. Okay, so we need 6 gigabyte, right? 6 gigabyte we need to install, but remember that we are going to download the software, so that will also take some space. So why not we go and then add some more disk. Okay, so if you go to Amazon EC2, so go to the volumes, so looks like I have 15 gigabyte already used and I have 10 gigabyte available. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this 10 gigabyte to my machine. Okay, so my machine name is Oracle install, so I give, and then I give the device name as /dev/sdf. so is there something that new, something that you can, that for Linux devices you can give anything from this to this, so it's attached. So now what I have is the machine is attached. So if the machine is attached, and if I go to do fdisk, okay, so you say that this is what we did right now. So we add 10.7 gigabyte, but this 10.7 gigabyte is not used right now, because we cannot really, we just attach that hard drive to the machine, to the server, but we need to make a partition, and also we need to make a file system, so that we can use this 10 GB, and then whenever I'm going to do df minus k, that should show here 10 GB. So at this moment it's not showing, because I have just attached the disk, but I have not create any partition or anything. So create partition on /dev/sdf. So this is the command that I'm going to do. So fdisk minus fdisk, then dev/sdf. So it will basically give me the partition command, and then you can just put m to help. So I need to add a new partition, therefore I need to give this option, which is n. So I give n. Then it will ask me, like, what either primary partition or extended partition. So this is not my primary partition, this is my extended partition, so therefore I give e. Then it asks partition number is 1, so basically, and then default cylinder is 1. Then it asks what is the last cylinder. So what is happening here is that, so you have attached a disk drive, and then you can say that, okay, so let's take a look at this. So this is what really I'm doing right now. So what I've done is that, so this is my machine, I've attached that machine with 10 GB. So when it is asking to partition, it's asking me, are you going to make how many partitions? I say there's only one partition, and then I'm going to say that my partition is going to start from 1 and going to end with 10 GB. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do here, and then I'll give them that I'm going to end with 10 gigabyte. So is going to do, and then partition is almost done, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to save and quit. Okay, so then it's calling IOCTL, and then it's syncing the disks. Okay, so still I just created a partition, and then I just do a path probe just to make sure that the partition is just went well. And then what I need to do, I need to create a file system. What kind of file system I need to create? I need to create ext3 or extended 3. So to do that, I need to do mkfs dot ext3, and then I'll do slash dev slash sdf. So it will say that, so basically it's saying that is the entire device is just one partition. I say yes because that's why I need. And then it's going to do a couple of things, and then probably it's right now it's creating the file system. So yeah, so the file system is created. So if I do df minus k, I am seeing something that still I don't see anything because I have not mounted it yet. Okay, so the next thing is that I'm going to create a directory. So mkdir slash oracle install. Okay, so if I create this directory, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount slash dev slash sdf to slash oracle underscore install. Okay, so after I mount, if I do df minus k, look, we are seeing right now this another directory called oracle install with 10 GB. Okay, so that means we have 8 GB available in slash root, and we have slash oracle install, we have 10 gigabyte. So total we have right now 18 gigabyte of disk space, which is I think enough. So another thing is that when you mount it, in the next time you reboot, it might gone. So to make it permanent, what I do, we just create an entry in fs tab. Okay, so here we write one more line saying that slash dev slash sdf. So this is something that we need to make it permanent. Okay, like slash dev sdf is mounted to slash oracle underscore install. Then this is ext3, then defaults 0 0. Okay, so that next time you reboot, we are going to have this file automatically mounted. And then another problem that we saw in our thing is that the hardware requirement, we need 512 MB RAM. In fact, we don't have any 512 MB swap. In fact, we do not have any swap right now. So how do I configure the additional swap file? So this is the step to configure additional swap file. I'm just going to go over with you. So that the first thing is using dd command, I create a swap file which is of 512 MB, and this is how I'm going to come with 512 MB. Is that one block size is 1024, so that means 1024, this many number of block sizes. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, let's just try to just copy and paste so that it will be quick. So I take this thing, and then so it's going to create a swap file, and it's going to accommodate 512. So that's a use of dd. That means it's just going to write. Okay, and then I'm going to create a swap file called make swap file1. So it's going to take some time, and then but it will eventually be done. And then I'm going to activate the swap, and this is the command for that. This should be swap. So activated, and then what I'm going to do, again I'm going to open the etc tab, so that fs tab, so that I can add this line, so that next time whenever I'm going to restart my machine, I'm going to have all this swap file and all those things started. So I didn't copy it properly. Let me try it again. So I'm just going to copy all this thing and then put it here. Okay, So this is what all these things are done. So these are two things I have to do, because whatever this Oracle requirement and whatever the machine that I got from Amazon EC2, I need to configure additional disks, because my disk space is not enough, and also my swap is not enough. So these two I have shown how to configure them. So with this, my machine is ready, and in next I'm going to discuss about what are the software operating system kernel parameters, and what kind of things I need from the software point of view. Okay, so with this you learn how to get a machine from Amazon EC2, and then you learn how to configure disks, how to add more swap space. This is all more detail about operating system, nothing special about Oracle here, but you need to understand this so that you can install Oracle database server.